Yo, what's going on, guys? So, I want to talk about the concept of selling before creating. So, whenever you have a product or a service, you should always sell it before you ever either create the course, create the product. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get any damn sales, you're not going to make any money. And the product, you want to identify whether the product is even worth selling, right? Because, I made this huge mistake back in 2016 where probably even before that, I created an Amazon FBA store. I bought 200 units of these these little devices, these little what do you call them? Like these little bag holder things, right? And I pretty much I didn't sell anything, right? I made a huge mistake doing that, and it was a huge like bad mistake because I wasted so much money on the product without validating whether it sells or not. And that's kind of why drop shipping is kind of ingenious, where you're pretty much selling only because like you're not buying the inventory until it sells, right? So that's really the way every business should function, especially in the beginning, right? Because you need to validate whether it's worth even selling in the first place. So how does this relate to info products? So when you are selling an info product, you should always create the course before you sell the product. Sorry, I'm tripping. I'm so hungry, that's why I'm driving. But you should always sell before you create the product, right? You should get at least maybe 10 clients or 5 clients before you even create the product, right? And what if the clients are like, hey, where's the service? Where's the course? You tell them like, hey, just delay it a little bit, whatever. I'd rather have that problem than creating a whole damn course, which I'll be honest, creating a course is no joke. It takes a lot of work. It took me a lot of work, right? But you want to sell it before you ever create it. That way you know it's validated and you know that it works. That's kind of the ultimate goal you want to do. So that's kind of what I did with my most recent offer, right? So for this network engineering course, I didn't even have a course ready. All I did was, okay, let me just sell it. I sold it to 3 people and I did like a live class, right? So I had a live class with live students and I was recording the class. That way, once it's ready for new students, I have the recorded class and the recorded structure. So it kind of forces me to create the product as the students are using it. So it's like a live class. So that's kind of what I did in the beginning. And that was really helpful for me and really helped me a lot in terms of growing the business because I validated the product. Once I validated the product, I was super motivated to actually create it, right? So if you ever are starting an info product, please just test the offer, right? Instead of spending the money or spending the time creating the course, spend the money on ads first. That's the first thing I would do. I would spend all my money on ads and I would see which offer sticks. And then if I get people to close, think about it. If you get people to close with no product, it's going to be so much more easier to close once you have client testimonials and a product, right? So that's kind of what you need to be doing. Please don't make a mistake by thinking, oh, this is what the market wants. You don't know what the market wants. You genuinely do not know what the market wants until you test it out and you run ads to see what the feedback you get from that market, right? So that's kind of how it is, guys. It's that simple. So please do not create the product or the course until you have validated with sales, with money in, not with interest, right? Another big thing is a lot of people say, oh, I'm getting a lot of interest. A lot of people are interested in the product. Okay, have they put their dollars and cents into it? No. Okay, so then they're not interested. I mean, like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? It's you have to ask yourself that question. Like, if people have not paid money for it, you don't know if it's going to work. I mean, it may work or it may not work, but you really don't know. So please don't make that mistake. I made that mistake, and it really demotivates you because you spend. I mean, with the Amazon FBA mistake I made, I bought so much product. I had no idea if it was going to sell or not. And then I ran ads after I had the product. So guess what? When it fails, you have all this product in inventory that's useless. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to liquidate at that point, right? I literally told Amazon FBA, just keep the inventory. I don't even want it, like, because it wasn't really selling, right? And the only way I can really get it to sell was if I dropped the price tremendously, which means I would be selling at a loss. But still, even that was a headache, right? So I was so over it. So please sell before you ever create the product. That's a huge tip for you guys right there because it's going to save you time. It's going to save you headache, and it gives you more time to test other business models, right? And here's the thing. When it comes to business, your first business is not going to be the one that hits most likely. right? It took me like 12 different business models finally to finally find one that hits. And to be fair, I didn't go all in on all those business models, and I'll make a video on why you should probably just go all in. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter which business model you pick. Although there are some better vehicles, right? Like info products is probably the best vehicle right now because it's you can sell high ticket, right? And it's very low cost, right? The cost of goods sold is like very cheap, right? And it's high profit margins, and it's really hard to F up. It's really hard to mess it up if you know what you're doing. So that's kind of how it is. It's kind of traffic in here, but damn, we got crazy drivers here in Denver. But back to my point, when it comes to selling, that's the hard part in business. Selling is the hardest part in business, guys. A lot of people think, oh, it's creating the product or MVP. No, selling is actually the hardest. If your product, because here's the thing, what's the best problem to have? You're selling so much inventory and you can't keep up with supply. Isn't that the best problem to have? I'd rather have that problem than not being able to sell any units by having the best product, right? So that's why marketing is so important, and that's why sales and marketing is literally the lifeline and the bloodline of any business. So that's why you should be spending 99.999% of your time on that in the beginning, right? Even if your product sucks. I remember for my course in the beginning, it was so shitty. I mean, the course was on Notion, and I was using Fathom to record the videos on Google Meet. So the quality was so bad. It was like 720p. It was so bad. But still, students got results, and I was still selling, right? I didn't care about the product in the beginning because I wanted to validate it. Once I validated it, then I spent all that time building up the course and making it as best. I literally was just locked in for a month and just grinded away and building up the course. It sucked. I hated it, but I knew that it was going to sell, and I knew that people wanted this product, and it kind of worked out at that point. So that's kind of how it is with business. And and here's the thing: if it fails, hypothetically, if your product fails, right, you're not getting any sales, and you don't have a product, it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares, right? Let's say you spend $5,000 on ads, you don't get a single sale, then right away, okay, it sucks. We're gonna go on to the next business model. It's that simple. You don't have to keep changing, going from here to here to here to here. Keep changing business model. Like, I mean, you can, but it gives you the option to do that, right? But at the end of the day, you should, in the beginning, focus on sales and marketing, nothing else. I mean, especially in the info product space, you guys literally what you're selling is such a you're selling coaching or service, right? So at the end of the day, you got to learn to sell it, right? Just learn how to sell. Selling is easy. Just ask questions, right? And then market it at the end of the day. So just marketing. It's that simple. So hopefully this has been an informative video for you guys. And I hope you guys don't make the same mistake that I did, because I made so many damn mistakes in business, and it cost me time. That's all what it cost me. It cost me time. At the end of the day, you can't get time back. So put in the damn work now and learn from someone who's made the mistakes and learn from them, right? So learn from my mistakes that I made. And if you guys are struggling to break in, or sorry, man, I'm so like, I have a network engineering channel, and I'm using the same vernacular that I bring in that channel. So I'm trying to have my business hat on right now. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're creating an info product, sell it first. And then once you validate it, then create the product. Very easy. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm about to get some lunch right now. I'm starving. I'm about to get some pizza and then hit the gym, and then get some work session done as well. So thank you guys so much, and peace.